Just how screwed up are politics in Los Angeles County? In one city council race, voters are given a choice between a cop hater and a racist. That's right. Coming up, we'll profile the Los Angeles City Council race, District 14 contest, and why it shows a rotten nature to Democrat politics in California. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and I don't usually focus on city council races on this show, but this one is truly for the record books. We've got a city council contest in Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, for District 14, and it pits two Democrats against each other. One, a racist, the other, a cop hater. Now, the fact that we get a Democrat who hates the cops, that's not particularly unique or groundbreaking in today's Democrat Party with their fetish for BLM and their anti-public safety, anti-police rhetoric and policies. But the fact that in this district, voters only have one choice, the Democrat Party, and the two people running are rotten to the core, it is emblematic of the problem we have in California politics. And this is why it is so important that we achieve our mission at Reform California. Our goal is to rebalance California politics so that voters actually have a choice. I don't think that they should be put in the situation like the voters in District 14 in the city of Los Angeles are being put in right now, of choosing between two bad apples. I think that there should be an alternative. And I don't just mean in terms of an alternative in terms of people's character and personal behavior, because the two people here are awful on a character and personal behavior standpoint front. I'm also talking about policies. It's why Reform California opposes the top two system in California, Prop 14 from about a decade and a half ago, where we lost the ability to have in the runoffs a Democrat versus a Republican, so that voters had a contrast, a real choice. Now, top two means a lot of the dark money and special interest groups are able to manipulate votes so that they can get two Republicans or two Democrats. And usually in California, it's two Democrats. And that is all about the special interests trying to manipulate and infiltrate the swamp and control these politicians. Prop 14 has been utter disaster, a complete, unequivocal disaster, and it needs to be repealed. But back to this little city council race, because it does illustrate just the rotten nature, in particular, of the Democrat political machine these days. Here is the story. Now, you may remember we've covered Kevin De León. Kevin De León is a city council member, used to be the state Senate leader, is a big name in Democrat politics. Anyway, this guy was caught on an audio tape at a meeting in a union headquarters. And they were sitting there caught manipulating the redistricting lines in Los Angeles. I mean, this story is corrupt to the core. So they were sitting there, these city council members, Kevin De León included, talking about how can we gerrymander these districts for their political benefit, not for the voters' choice. And they were slicing through communities that should be kept together because they wanted to choose their voters rather than the voters choosing the politicians. Happens all the time. It's corruption. Well, as they were talking about ethnic groups in that redistricting map, they were saying very disparaging comments about those individuals, those races, anti-Black, anti-Asian, just horrible remarks. Anyway, so the tape is leaked and everyone's like, wow, this guy's a racist. So are the other two. The other two council members involved had the, self-awareness. I wouldn't say dignity. I would say self-awareness to basically resign. But not Kevin De León. He is arrogant. He is the machine politician. He doesn't care about what he's done. He gets to be in office. And he has a lot of supporters that are willing to support his racist points of view. He decided to run for re-election. That's right. And he's got a pretty good shot of winning, particularly after the story I'm about to tell you about his opponent. So the Democrat Party didn't deal with Kevin De Leon. They didn't say, oh my goodness, this is outrageous. You're not allowed to run for re-election. We'll never support you. Business groups didn't say, oh my goodness, we're so woke. And we, of course, have all these woke donations to all these other left-wing groups. But by golly, we're going to line Kevin De Leon's pockets with money because he gives us what we want. See, it's the corruption of politics. It's not the principle of the matter. You have business groups that pretend to be woke 365 days a year with all their charitable contributions to left-wing groups and all their DEI policies that discriminate against actual workers. But then they turn around and say, well, yeah, Kevin De Leon, well, we're going to go ahead and support him, give him a bunch of campaign cash because, well, we like cuddling up to powerful racists. But basically, that's what they're saying. Power is more important than principle. But his opponent, Ysabel Jurado, she is caught on a hot mic saying, blank the police. And here is Fox 11's report on the whole sordid story.
The controversy over some leaked audio from an LA City Council candidate is not abating. There are more calls for Ysabel Jurado to step away from the race. Fox 11's Hal Eisner joining us live with the latest on the backlash over what Jurado said about the police. Hal.
And there's been quite a bit, actually. If you're not familiar with it, that's the Los Angeles Police Museum across the street. That's where there was a lot of pushback today from an October 17th leaked audio recording. The pushback against Ysabel Jurado, a candidate who wants to be on the LA City Council from District 14.
We are here. We're not going away.
The signs calling for City Council District 14 candidate Ysabel Jurado to resign are because of the answer to this question from a student.
What do you think about Kevin De Leon's discretionary fund spending on overtime for police?
Yeah. What's the rap verse? The police, that's how I see him.
Jurado defended the comments, saying in part, I quoted a lyric from a song that's been part of a larger conversation on systemic injustice and police accountability for decades, but it was just a lyric.
When you say something like that, you meant it.
Yeah, it's not just a lyric, okay? It is an absolute disparaging smear against police officers. And these Democrat politicians are putting your safety at risk by smearing the police and making the job impossible, cutting them at every turn from being able to use tools to keep you safe, to arrest and punish criminals. And it's not just a lyric. Everyone knows it's not just a lyric. She's foul. She's dangerous. But her opponent's a racist. What do you do? That's the nature of our California broken political system.
You can't just say something out of your mouth and not mean it. And you don't repeat a lyric like that.
For Maggie Quiros and others from the community Jurado wants to represent on the city council, the F-word spiked lyric didn't sit well.
To the men and women in blue and to their families, we say thank you.
Oh, don't even start with me. Look, I will just tell you right now, all the people standing up there are not pro-police. Did you not know? These are Kevin De Leon supporters, and he also hates police. He also has called them disparaging terms. Oh, yeah, it's not like, at this point, you get to choose between two people who are awful on public safety and hate the police. And one is a confirmed racist. Tipping the scales. This is, again, if you're really doing the story, I think this station is covering the controversy without actually telling you the story. They should say, yeah, both these politicians have said really bad things about police. Both of them defund police. Both of them oppose Prop 36, for example, which Reform California supports, which would restore tools to police and prosecutors to arrest and punish criminals, and you should be voting yes on that in this election. But both of them are bad when it comes to police and public safety. And all the people up there are all anti-cop haters. But they're pro-Kevin De Leon. The first guy that spoke was a former state senator who Kevin De Leon helped get elected. It's a political friendship. It's two politicians, but they both hate the cops. But they're standing there in front of a police museum saying, oh, we're so pro-police. No, you're not. You're pro-power. There's a big difference. Your power doesn't make us safe. And that's what is at stake here. You don't have principled folks in this race, and you don't have a choice. And there's a lot of races around the state of California exactly like this one. And that's why on our Reform California voter guide, every once in a while, when we can't endorse a candidate, and we will not endorse the lesser of two evils, we say, you are doomed. I don't want to say that, but what it means is in the race that you're looking at in your ballot, not only are we not able to endorse someone, but you are screwed. You have awful choices, so skip the race. Don't give either one of these asshats the satisfaction of your vote. Don't let them think that they have a big support base in the district. Let them win by some paltry amount. You're still going to get screwed either which way. Choice between being hung or shot. And in this city council district, it's the same. She's not going to drop out of the race. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, what she should do is come out and say, yeah, Kevin De León and I both agree. Blank the police. It's his policy. It's my policy. I mean, what else? What else can she say besides the truth? But instead she says, no, it was just a lyric. At the end of the day, in California, we're not going to see our political system change until we actually have a choice for change. And that's why at Reform California, we have a campaign underway to recruit, train, mentor candidates for office from top of ticket all the way down to the bottom. City council, school board, water board. And in this election, I urge you to vote for some of the good candidates we actually did endorse in races all across the state. We have our plain English voter guide online at reformcalifornia.org. That's reformcalifornia.org. Click under voter guides and you'll see a voter guide for every district, every area in the state of California. We also give you the plain English description on all of the items that are on your ballot, so you know what the ballot propositions are. And we also found 470 hidden tax hikes on the ballot statewide. So I encourage you definitely check out that voter guide and share it with your friends and family. Plus, while you're at it in these last few days of the campaign, the November 2024 campaign, we need help. We need gas in the tank to fight the battles against tax increases, to support our wonderful team of good candidates that we've endorsed up and down the state. Please chip in a contribution at reformcalifornia.org. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.